Assalamu alaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Another pleasant day and a happy day for IPM Pakistan. And I'm really excited to say congratulations to Israa Haroon Kayani for winning her PMP certification.
Thank you so much. Thank you. Thank you.
Please tell us who is Israa Haroon Kayani?
Israa Haroon Kayani, back in 2012, I graduated. I did my bachelor's in electronics and telecom management. And then after a year, I did my MBA in supply chain. And then I started working at a research institute in Islamabad. So I'm basically from Islamabad, Pakistan. But now I live in the UK. I worked as an HR manager at the research institute for around a year and a half. And then I got married again. I came to the UK. I've got two kids. For the last 4 years, I've been working as a contact center associate on the project of TikTok for Pakistan. And recently, the campaign has been moved to another country. Therefore, I've been made redundant. And utilize that time to complete my certification.
That's right. That's great, Israa. So, Israa, why don't you tell us something about your role and responsibility in TikTok as a project management professional with TikTok? It's a great application, and people would love to know about you, what you was doing actually.
So basically what happens is that all the social media platforms, the content that you upload on it, it's actually filtered. It goes through a lot of layers of filters. And at the back end, there's always somebody who's watching the content that you've uploaded. So me being part of TikTok for Pakistan and being having Urdu as my native language, I was able to moderate the content. So what we used to do was that the content would actually be filtered through the filters that were installed into the system, and then eventually would come to us, because sometimes there are things that the systems cannot filter. And if it was violating any sort of platform policies, then we would apply those policies, so the content is removed. So it's basically to protect the well-being of the people and to keep the platform more user-friendly. And I would like to add that I was actually working as into the operations, I would say, because after studying the PMP course, I realized that I wasn't a part of the project lifecycle. I was more part of the product lifecycle. Like, the project was basically development of the TikTok platform, and the maintenance of it and everything actually comes under the operations. So I was part of the operations, I would say.
Great, that's great. So now, Israa, tell us about your busy schedule. You're a working mom, you got two sons, and you're supposed to go for lengthy sessions with IPM Pakistan. And was it difficult or convenient? Give us in brief, what did you and how did you experience all this journey with IPM Pakistan?
Sometimes it was hard. Sometimes it was like, alhamdulillah, fine. Having two young boys, like, really at such an age that they can be very demanding sometimes. But I think the best part of studying this course with IPM Pakistan was that you get your recordings and you get your content later on. And if you've missed anything, you can always revise and you can go through it and catch up. Yeah, that was the best part. And even if, like, you have a busy schedule and you have some other commitments and you miss a class, still the recordings help you. And if you are confused about any topic, then you've always been very accommodating and explained the topic again. Yeah, like, helped in revision in the next session if we had any questions.
So after having coaching from IPM Pakistan, what do you say that was it helpful for you to change your professional mindset apart from PMP? The interaction with IPM Pakistan, our coaching methodology, the way we coach professionals, and we believe they will become project leaders once they interact with IPM Pakistan and go through our coaching sessions and all. So do you think that was there any difference we were trying to create, and really it helped
I think so, yeah, because when I was working, I actually never realized what part of the project I was. First
Mhm.
thing I would like to mention. I
Mhm.
never understood that I was actually part of operations. Although I worked on different projects while working at TikTok, and I would say they were projects. They weren't part of the operations. They were eventually going to be part of the operations. But me being part of IPM, being coached at IPM, it's actually helped me to think about a proper career path for myself. That I can utilize all the knowledge that I gained, and the knowledge, the coaching from IPM is actually giving me a perspective towards my what I want to be in my life as a career woman, I would say.
Thank you, sir. So, and how about your exam? Was it comfortable for you to manage the time? And could you finish on time, or it was tough for you with respect to the mock test you had submitted in IPM Pakistan and the real exam? Give us some flavor, the insights. How did you experience that?
So I would say that the questions were pretty similar to the ones I had in my exam. I managed to finish just on time, I would say, because of course you always have some internet issues when you're giving your exam. I gave it online from home.
Right.
So, and the questions were pretty similar to the mock that we did at IPM. And the technique that was taught to how to solve a question was, I think, the best part, because we were taught that you read the question at the start of it, and then you go for all the theoretical part that's mentioned at the top, and then you go for the options and you eliminate the options that are not relative, and then eventually you manage to solve the question easily.
Yeah.
Because I would say that sometimes it's not that the correct answer is there, it's the most appropriate answer that you have to choose.
Yeah. Right.
So that technique helped the most, I would say. And yeah, questions were mostly related to people management, and there were agile ones, and there were risk ones. Some were like you had to match the columns. I would say that there were two columns in which one side would have different topics and one side would have different like scenarios on it or description related to it, and you had to match those, that if this was, and there were leadership styles that were mentioned, and there were hybrid models that were mentioned that helped, like it was like related to it, whatever was taught at IPM.
So mainly it covered almost all the modules, like starting from the fundamental business environment to people and plus communication, and then risk. Risk is a crucial topic, right? So I believe
Yeah, I would say.
you are managing risk also in TikTok to make
Yeah.
the right content, the wrong content won't trigger on the platform, right?
Yeah,
So,
yeah.
Isra, would you recommend in your community, in your circle, the services, the coaching we are offering for the professionals?
Oh, definitely, because I would say that considering my circumstances, I was working full time. I was working from home, and I'm a full time mom as well, living abroad. Everything you have to manage yourself. I think that the most suitable time that was for me, I shared with yourselves, and I was able to have a session, a slot that was convenient for me, I would say. And like after working, then I would take up some time and I would sit and I would study with IPM. And I think that was very helpful. Usually it's the case that you have to go by the institute from where you're studying. Where here the flexibility was that it was according to my availability and my schedule. I think that was the most appropriate thing. And then having those mocks, etc., I would say that they help you understand. Me being not having that much experience of the industry and the type of questions we have, I think those mocks help you a lot. So that was another very good part of it. And I think these two were the most ones. And then the recordings I would mention again, as I mentioned at the start, that if you've missed anything, you can always revise and catch up. Yeah.
Right. So Israa, thank you so very much for your time, and I believe the knowledge, the experience, and the learning what you have done throughout the journey with IPM Pakistan, you will be surely applying to your new assignments and new organizations. And we wish you good luck, that you will grow and you will become and you will act like project leaders. That's what we believe. And an unconditional support from IPM Pakistan will remain with you, and you will keep growing. Take care of yourself, keep smiling, and once again, congratulations from IPM Pakistan for winning this gold-plated certification from PMI.
Thank you so much. Thank you.
Take care.